And then once you get kind of further down in Afghanistan, down south, you run into Mujahideen checkpoints. And Mujahideen were basically the early fighters that we would call Taliban now, and they were freedom fighters.
One of the most closely guarded secrets of the Cold War was America's role in supporting Afghan warlords known as the Mujahideen. The official story is that America backed these fundamentalists in response to the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan in December 1979. But that's not true. It was 6 months before the Soviet invasion, in July of that year, that President Jimmy Carter authorized $500 million to help set up the Mujahideen, a terrorist organization.
Yeah.
These are people that defected from the government, defected from the Afghan military because of the communist influence. And they decided to kind of create a militia to fight the Russians on their own.
The American people were completely unaware that their government, together with the British Secret Service, MI6, had begun training and funding Islamic extremists, including Osama bin Laden.
So the United States, at one point, and correct me if I'm wrong, supported and backed the Mujahideen because they were fighting against the Soviets and communism in the 80s. So ironically, the U.S. went from backing the Afghani freedom fighters, known as the Mujahideen, to then fast forward 2 decades later.
Out of this came the Taliban, Al-Qaeda, and September the 11th.
To 9/11, and the Taliban is the worst thing in the world. But they're not the same, right? Like the Mujahideen, did they become the Taliban, or are we talking two separate organizations?
Well, we got to include them because, it's not like the Mujahideen just went away. They got absorbed into what we know as Taliban today.
Interesting. Okay.
So when the CIA in America created the Taliban, they were supposed to be a mediator group. They created them in Pakistan.
We had this brilliant idea that we were going to come to Pakistan and create a force of Mujahideen, equip them with Stinger missiles and everything else to go after the Soviets inside Afghanistan.